Devstream 164 has just finished, and they did answer a lot of questions about things like what was with the 30 minutes of random crossplay, coming up the other day. Kind of missed that. Kind of regret it, but hey, I wouldn't enable it anyway because I'm having my own hardware issues to deal with as of late. But they went into what's next after Veilbreaker's come, the echoes of Veilbreaker, what will come during the month of October, because we all know there's a lot of things that should be coming, and then they kind of showed us the next Prime.
What fatherless aberration is this? Who brings the wicked gift of an unknown mask this Naberus night? Seething with the void. Mocking me and causality alike. And what strange cruelty named him? To know and defy his death. This shadow of ill omen. This grim harbinger. This Revenant.
But as the Devstream 164 was still ongoing, this appeared on their website. Yes, while the Devstream was going on, I was busy on the website looking for some other stuff at the same time, and well, this appeared, and unlike usual when they do this, we can actually see it in much better detail. I mean, they did actually show it in-game, and to be fair, I did like when she went through the colour options and there was just so many different colours that looked really good on Revenant, because he is kind of split down the middle and has that energy pouring out of him. He is Eidolon based after all. But without, well, it was kind of mentioned earlier. I think I mentioned it earlier, I'm not really sure because I haven't recorded the rest of the video at this point. This is the first thing I'm actually doing. Revenant Prime access, meaning that in-game you will be able to get a hold of Revenant Prime as well as the Phantasma Prime, which is not shown in any of the pictures, and the Tatsu Prime. Yes, that's right, the Tatsu Prime. Why they wouldn't have just made it that big, I'll never know. They've kind of cut the tip off. Oh. As soon as this appeared in that little video and I saw it on his back, it was a case of, yes, awesome, finally. I've kind of been slightly looking forward to this for years because I used the Tatsu a lot. There was a handful of weapons I've been looking forward to Prime versions of for years. Hopefully one day we will get two of them that I really doubt will ever be primed because everybody keeps saying you can't prime a Grineer weapon. That's a lore video for another time, but this Eidolon frame and his Eidolon sword, the Tatsu Prime, have been primed. And they look amazing. Not to mention, of course, there will be the armor set that you can buy and the Sandana. These are only available if you buy it with actual money. I loved the way that they kind of showed him off right at the end of the stream, just so you can date and time when I'm actually doing this. This would be recorded live because they just threw this image up and I just thought I'll quickly jump over to it because that's literally just concentrating on the kind of skirt for him on the back. But damn, my biggest question of all of this isn't when's he coming out, because we know October the 5th. That is a lot sooner than he should be coming out, by the way, but I cannot argue with this in the slightest, because the sooner the better. The thing that has got me about all of this is what time will he be arriving, because usually the Prime stuff arrives at 2 PM ET on all platforms. Sometimes console gets him at 1 PM ET. I've seen that happen for years and years. Sometimes console gets it an hour early, sometimes there's a problem, it can be an hour late, but it's usually around 2 PM ET. But they are talking about a lot of other things coming in the same update that's going to bring him. So whether or not it is still going to be 2 PM ET, or whether they're going to release this update earlier, because with the whole all platforms are now synced thing, and the updates come live everywhere at the same time, it means that the Naberus stuff that's also coming in this update, that's probably going to be around, what is it, 11-ish AM ET? Because that's about the time the console gets the updates, any time between 10 AM and 12 PM. And then 2 hours later, the Prime should come at 2 PM, because the Prime stuff always drops at 2 PM, and it's always been on a Tuesday. The 5th is a Wednesday. They did, of course, mention the fact that we do have the Quest to Conquer Cancer stuff starting on October the 3rd. It's an all-month-long event. There will be special streams, charity event, and everything else that goes with this. There will also be glyphs in this. There is the ephemera that they kind of showed off, and they will only become unlocked at certain points during any of this. All the previous Quest to Cure Cancer stuff, Quest to Conquer Cancer, sorry, will all return at the same time, but the new ephemera kind of looks like roses round the neck, and it goes without saying there is obviously the owl the owl floof plush that will be on the marketplace. I'm assuming at the same time that we'll give you the same thing in-game. You'll get a little one to put in-game, and they did mention that whole, what is the best way I can put this, Echoes of Veilbreaker, that's going to bring a rework to Venkor and Sprag. That would be 2 Grineer enemies that don't appear in the game that often, but I'm glad they're redoing it. I don't think they should give it to Cal. They should just rework them as they are and where they are. In case you don't know who they are the I want to say twins, because they kind of look the same, but not anymore, that sometimes appear in Void sabotage missions. Sometimes. Well, they're there every time. That's pretty much the only place they exist. So Cal is going to have them in his weekly mission, and they're going to be reworked, but I saw that and thought, yes, finally, okay. And then they went, oh yes, you'll be able to use the weapons as a skin. I kind of turned around and went, you have this perfect opportunity to take 2 new weapons and give it to Cal, and what you have done instead has said, weapon skins. An ephemera-based something that is going to allow you to, yeah, I do have it. Show what Archon shards you have installed. This will just be, hopefully they'll show the difference between a Tau Forged one and a normal one. That would be good. But you're going to have crystals, the Archon shards, stuck through the middle of your frame. And let's not forget, they have said on the 5th, the Knights of Naberus are going to come, and there will be, I want to say, a handful of new items. The Revenant's in-action glyph for some silly reason, as well as his alternate helmet. They have thrown the sheave in here, of all things they can do, and the parts for it. But there is the jack-o'-lantern. That would be, I miss the missions for the jack-o'-lantern. Because, well, sorry, the Jackernaut. It's a juggernaut with a pumpkin head. These missions were great. They ran them every year for years. And then all of a sudden, when Knights of Naberus turned up, this mission completely disappeared. The Haunted Interior decoration, because this thing quite literally makes the inside of your landing craft look like the inside of Sister's part of the, I want to say, Necrolisc. Yeah, it has all the infested stuff, and even better, it has pumpkins. And I thought it was a nice touch to have one of them rotted away. Then we'll end this with, they did show a lot of stuff about they referred to it a few times during the stream as the Wraith frame, but it's the Werewolf based frame. They showed a lot of different concept art and everything else that's appeared since TennoCon 2022 back in July. They've shown this frame off, and yeah, I like the concept art, but they have said this isn't coming in October or in November. So they have literally made a werewolf frame that will not come for Halloween. Kind of a dropping of the ball there by Digital Extreme, but this is the company that brought us 30 minutes of cross-save without telling us it's coming, and if you go and read the forums on that, that did not go as well as they hoped. But this is why they've done public testing, so they can find out what is and isn't working, and they did comment that when they do the bigger ones, they will announce it to people. The smaller cross-save testing will just appear randomly for a very short period of time so they can find out what's broken, what isn't broken, what needs to be worked on, and things like that. But with that, we'll leave this off here. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.